You love bourbon. You love balls. Now put your balls where your bourbon is. Whiskey with Friends presents Bourbon and Balls with your hosts, Vinny, Colby, Anthony, and Aaron.
Hello, friends, and good to see you. I'm sorry about what my face is doing right now. If you've seen our past episodes, you know why I'm doing this. It was at the hands of the absolute embarrassment of a game that we attended yesterday where the Bills played the Dolphins cheerleaders and won 35-0. The Dolphins cheerleaders and Xavier Howard, who still had a great game amongst that garbage bag of a performance. But
he did get mossed by Stephon Diggs at the end of the game.
He said stuff. Damn it. We don't have anything in our cups yet, guys. Before we start talking about Stephon Diggs.
Well, thanks for joining us. We're going to start with some bourbon because God knows I need it.
Yeah.
And then we'll jump into some news, some takeaways.
We've drinking this before on the show, Bourbon Brothers. We all thoroughly enjoyed it. 90 proof.
We drank that on the show before?
Yeah. This was one of our first bottles, I think.
A month and a half ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
You should remember, you never get drunk on the show.
Been the one night.
Yeah, if anyone should.
Hey, you know what? There was that one night you did when he was supposed to drive me back.
That was good stuff.
That was a bad night.
That was a fantastic night.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, Vinny. There you go. Oh,
Me.
I like
press this against my caterpillar here.
I almost feel like disrespectful pouring it in Anthony's cup because he doesn't even finish the
So,
one glass.
Supposed to wear this mustache for 35 days.
Yep.
You've said you're going to shave it after one.
That's correct, too. But yeah.
So anyone on the show, if you guys ever, anyone watching, if you ever want to make a bet with Vinny, probably know whatever you say is not going to happen.
Yeah, that's fair. Here's the thing. Obviously, I did it right. I didn't half-ass the execution. I am bowing out of the duration, though, because in my real life, I am a professional, and I don't think this yells professional.
I mean, it depends on what profession we're talking about.
That's true. That is
you are
trafficking. Perfect.
Yeah.
You are giving Ron Jeremy a run for his money right now.
Don't compare me to that animal.
He's in some prison.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're giving a run for his money.
I'm like this mustache says like Pee Wee Herman at the movie theater, not like drugging and raping women.
The police officer.
I got arrested. Well,
No,
that's what
the
Ron Jeremy's in jail
yeah.
for.
I mean,
The police officer that was dropping his kid off at our school today wouldn't take his eyes off Vinny.
He followed me all the way back to Tropicana.
Is that real? I was like, man, I can see it. Like, don't be that far-fetched.
So I played pickleball today after.
Oh, you fit right in.
Yeah, well, and so the like the younger guys I play with were like
Nice
laughing.
catch.
No, they like knew, like they knew what was
I find
happening.
younger guys in pickleball, like your age.
Yeah, my age.
Oh.
They're all a little older. I don't think anybody's quite, but they're all they're like 40s.
I mean,
But then there was a couple like legitimate like
Nice
that's a nice there's a few of those from the older crew. Yeah, from the older crew.
Man,
Oh,
that's
I
a nice mustache.
Yeah, like a genuine like that's a nice stash. I was
They
like,
finally shook your hands after playing.
get out of here, Al.
They finally acknowledged you. You felt pretty good about it.
Yeah.
what does your wife think about it?
Then well, she won't look me in the eye, so she doesn't love it.
What do your kids think about it?
So I asked them yesterday. I was like, "Do you guys like Daddy's mustache?" And they were both like, "No." And then today I was like, "Daddy's gonna cut his mustache. Do you want me to keep it?" And Bella was like, "Yeah."
Oh, man, you gotta
I don't know if she was just
Keep it.
I don't know if she was just fucking with me or like was like, "No, I love it
Well,
now."
she wants to
I
stay
will
fresh.
say though, when I did it last night, I was like, "This is the worst thing imaginable. I look the worst a human can possibly."
This
look.
was your idea.
Oh, I know. And then this morning when I got up, I was like, it's not as bad.
It is. It is.
I mean,
There's got to be
I
some
don't know.
repercussions for shaving it so early. Like,
I mean,
like,
you would
what
think-
I'll make
gotta
it up. I'll make it up to him. I'll make it up. I'll make it up.
I mean, can I watch?
Hey, you. Mustache rides for everyone.
that's
We'll
the
figure
other
it
thing
out.
is
We'll figure it out.
please tell me before you shave it, your wife's gonna get a mustache.
I don't kiss and tell. I'll tell you later.
Okay, good. That's all.
Hell no, get away from me, that fucking thing.
Yeah,
That's probably.
but
what
she
would
won't have to
happen,
see it. She'll cover it up.
Well, what are you gonna do?
It's true.
You know.
All right, so let's get into a little news.
Everybody's hurt. Now we can get onto the game tonight.
Yeah.
Holy shit! We were sitting at the game yesterday, and every 3 minutes, it's like
My phone's
notification.
vibrating.
Yeah.
Another quarterback.
This quarterback's hurt. This player's
I
hurt.
know. I
This
finally
person's
put
hurt.
my
I'm
phone
like,
in my back pocket yesterday to at least get a little excitement out of it.
Hey you.
It would not stop vibrating.
No, I
all
know.
day it was like next person's hurt. Next person's hurt.
So there was a ton of players that got hurt, but we'll just talk about the quarterbacks for a minute. We'll talk
the
about
majority.
the implication. Well, there were 6 quarterbacks that left the game injured yesterday, which is fucking
Did
outrageous.
Carson Wentz leave the Colts game at all?
Yeah,
Double
right at the
sprained.
end.
Yeah, like
Double
how do you
sprained ankles?
spring? Like, what did he do?
Double
to
sprained
sprain
ankles.
both of his
Both
ankles?
Both
I mean,
ankles.
if there's anyone to ask, that's the guy. So
Fair.
I mean, he looks like an analyst.
An analyst or an analyst?
no.
You heard him. You heard him correctly. So we'll start with my boy. The reason the Dolphins got shit on. And let me say this. Let me change gears here. We'll start with the injury.
Yeah.
So rib injury. It's not
Who's
broken.
ribs?
It's not fractured. Rib injuries suck, man. Have you guys had a rib injury before?
I've had ribs before. Yes.
Sneezed before.
Like have you pulled a rib muscle?
Yeah.
Like yeah, even a pull, like even not like
That
a.
lingers.
You can't take a full breath.
No.
It's like, how the fuck are you supposed to play professional football if you can't yell or take a full breath? Like, so I get it.
He could barely make it off the field. I'm like, okay,
he got
he's hurt.
carted.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you saw him get hit. When he got hit, I was like, I didn't even watch the play.
I just thought he lost his breath.
No,
and then I saw the cart take
Well, I
him back.
watched him get hit.
He literally
It's
got
crazy because you see him get destroyed, and normally the ball goes, you follow the ball. I was like, what's gonna happen? Like, he got hit so hard. I didn't even know he was hurt at first, but he's like laying there. I'm like smacking Vinny. I'm like, Tua's hurt. And he's like watching the play. He's like, what? He's like, oh god, Tua's hurt.
I just thought he got the wind knocked out of him because I saw the replay of the hit.
I mean, yeah.
Really, that
Normally,
moment,
when the
you're
wind
like,
gets
fuck, I'm
knocked
gonna
out of you,
Yeah.
Normally when the wind gets knocked out of you, like
it was
you're
already
down,
14-0, I think.
but you're down for a little bit. You get back up, and once you get your breath back, you're good
Yeah.
to go. He was stopping, almost had to stop again before he hit the sidelines. Then
Because he was out of breath from running,
then he was
and then it was
And then not
hurting.
able to breathe.
Yeah, and then you can't take a deep breath. It's like, I mean, you've got the wind knocked out of you. It's like a panic.
Yeah.
And if you can't gasp for air in that panicky moment, it just probably he's probably in a really bad place right there.
of
I was
those
happy to see
teams-
it was a rib though, because I didn't know what it was because they were showing the Jets Patriots game, which
Yeah,
is super
yeah.
relevant.
I
to
can't
the area
believe they
down
were
here
doing
on
that.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, at
That
first
was
I thought it was a
stupid.
shoulder. Yeah, I don't know why I was blacked out. They got rid of 85% fill the stands thing
Mhm.
because the Dolphins games were always blacked out before.
Yeah.
They terrible and it's a terrible
They
market.
always have a lot of people there, though.
Yeah.
There was a lot of empty seats.
Really?
Yeah, it was nowhere near.
The time when we went, man.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
It's got to be a COVID. It's got to be
definitely
a
a
COVID
COVID thing
thing.
because I mean, you still saw people wearing masks in there. It's like
Yeah, it was probably.
It's like 100 and something degrees.
It was
the-
probably
the-
80%, 85% full. That's it.
UV rays will kill the COVID.
I mean, we were like burning up. When we were.
Thank God it was like drizzly because
That was-
for the
yeah.
15 minutes the sun was out.
Oh,
It was brutal.
Yeah.
I believe it.
We tailgated. I got one of those bucket top misters.
Misters.
Fucking thing is fantastic. We need to get Ryobi as a sponsor on here so I can pitch this thing because it was sick.
Well,
we were taking
keep it down
over.
a notch, and then we'll.
We were
ask them
taking.
and
We
then-
were taking over.
their products are fine.
No, but yeah, we were taking over. Bills fans just started showing up. They're like, "Can we use your bucket mister? Can we stand
There was
here?"
like 20 people that were just like hanging out with us.
that we didn't like. They're just hanging out
Unfortunately,
playing
every
flip
single one of them was a Bills fan.
cup.
You know what? One more story about the game yesterday. We were tailgating right across from Jacoby Brissett's family.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, his siblings and grandchildren, they all had Jacoby Brissett. So I went over and I talked to him for a minute. I was like, "You guys here with Jacoby?" And they're like, yeah, he's our family. I was like, "Oh shit, that's crazy."
So of those,
So they got to see him get his ass whipped.
quick question though. But
He put up a goose egg.
honestly though, on a side note,
Can you
of
get
those
3
six
points
quarterbacks
Sanders?
that went down.
So Tua with a rib injury, he's week to week. And Andy Dalton knee injury, there's no timeline yet, right?
Bone bruise. I mean,
He's out a couple of weeks. I would say.
But
one
before you
can
finish,
only
before
No
you
timeline.
before you finish,
You don't wanna hear the rest of
no, before you finish them, of the 6 quarterbacks. So as you're going down, say it. What teams won the game?
Oh, okay.
with the back.
Okay.
with the backup.
All right. So Tua went out like beginning of the first
It
quarter.
was like the second drive. or
Yeah,
something.
but the game was not going well. It was already 14-0.
7-0.
It was only 7-0 at the time. So yeah, the game wasn't going well. The Bills went up quick, and then it was a good game for like 2/3 of the game was actually really good.
Yeah. It was like 14-0 the whole game.
Yeah, and then at the end,
It's just
that was
they
it.
like kind of gave up.
Yeah. So the Dolphins lost that game, obviously. Andy Dalton, knee injury. That was middle of the game. It was like mid-second quarter.
Yeah.
And the Bears won that
Yeah,
game.
Bears
What was
won.
the final?
20-17.
Do you know what it was when he got injured?
Like 10-0.
Yeah, I think
I didn't see any of the
Bears are
game.
still
Honestly.
winning.
I didn't see any football
I mean-
yesterday. Well, I saw the game
I
last
mean,
night. I saw
Their
the game last
defense
Much
had a
football.
game.
holy shit, where were they week 1?
night. Who?
The Bears defense.
But you knew
20
they were going to
20
bounce
fans?
back, dude. It's the Rams. It's not
It's
you.
got
It's the
some
Rams.
Well,
Bungles.
but
First-
here's the thing
Oh.
about that. And at first, I did not agree with Michael Robinson came out and was talking about the Bears defense playing horrible in week 1, and pretty much more or less not saying that they were trying to make a statement that they didn't believe in the coaching or Andy Dalton, but just saying that there was no spark in them. There was
Yeah,
no inspiration for them to ball out. And I'm like, well, that's kind of a stupid, preposterous thing to say. Well, Dalton got hurt, Fields went in, and I feel like that spark plug.
Do you
might-
remember the first time
Right.
Baker Mayfield ever saw the field? That was like one of the most energetic moments I've ever
Yeah.
seen in my entire life. Like the entire game, like people just went crazy. He went off. Do you remember? Like
That's when they played the Jets.
no,
That was when that was the first one.
I mean, Browns fans are
he came in like for an injury, and his first drive, he like ran the hurry up, just marched
that
downfield.
wasn't
and-
they played. That was when they.
Was that the
that
Jets?
was the Jets because that was their first win.
Yeah, and people
And
went.
'cause Tyrod
fucking-
Taylor
I was
got
like,
hurt.
this was
Yeah.
a special fucking moment. Like,
I mean, again, Fields didn't do that, but he put his effort on every play, and there were a lot of drop passes that his receivers.
it's
just
also it's
dropped.
tough when you don't practice. It's tough for the
and that's
receiver
thing.
and
When
for
you,
the.
when
But
you're
this
not
is-
allowed to
this
play
is
the
what
number
I'm-
ones
this-
and you're the better
So
quarterback on the
this
team.
is getting at. So finish the list real quick.
All right,
this is what
so
I'm
the
getting at.
Bears won. Tyrod Taylor, they lost. He's hamstring also week to week. Carson Wentz. Well,
Browns probably win that game on time. Or Browns, Texans probably win that game.
Yeah, they
might.
Because they were.
So they lost.
Carson Wentz double ankle injuries, but he
Lost.
didn't. They lost, but he didn't go out until like the last
But-
drive of the game.
Okay, so they lost.
That wasn't anyone else's fault. And then Baker Mayfield and Derek Carr both got injured, but came back in the game.
Hmm.
So
So that doesn't
They
really
got
count.
their shot.
Yeah.
So my point is,
Only-
you have your second.
only Justin Fields won.
Okay, so my point is, your second string quarterbacks come into the game. How prepared are they?
Oh, not at all.
Because they're playing with the second string the whole time. They're not
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
first string. I
Fields
mean,
is a rookie. So.
so
not just that.
it's-
Like, there's no rapport.
No, there isn't.
what can you expect from your backup quarterback? I mean, realistically, other than like, in the past, you had Tom
Yeah.
Brady that came in and made it's Tom Brady, but I mean, realistically, what can you really expect from your second string quarterback after coming into a game? And most of the time, you're losing that game.
Yeah, and the expectations can't be
Well,
high.
yeah.
You're kind
You
of
never
just
know.
trying not to embarrass yourself.
You know,
You know?
I mean, there's
Or
some.
hold on to whatever you have.
You have like I think everyone in the world knows Justin Fields should be the starter.
You should. You should.
Everyone. I mean, people that aren't Bears fans know Justin
Well,
Fields should be a quarterback.
And I was making comments on the Bears fan page yesterday. Someone's like, Justin
Maybe
Fields.
you should be rocking the mustache. So I was telling my forum friends yesterday.
But long story short, it was, this guy's like, oh, you think Fields is, the better quarterback. You clearly know nothing about football. I'm like, well, here's what I know. Okay. Fields hasn't played a full game. All right. Dalton has over 10 years under his belt. They both only have one touchdown. They both have 2 turnovers. One's a rookie. The other one's been in over a decade.
I look at it.
That itself speaks.
That's such an arbitrary
Yeah, but
comparison.
I
But I
look
get
at-
it. I get your
The
point.
reason that I like Justin Fields instead of Dalton
He's not.
is
It's not fucking-
It's
No.
the soul that really does it
but
for
you
me.
look at your team right now.
Yeah.
Your team is hurt on that line. Hurt on that
It's not
offensive
even
line.
hurt on the line.
But I'm just saying.
Crap bags.
So you don't have a lot of time. Justin Fields has legs. He can get outside the pocket.
Andy
He can
Dalton
move.
technically has legs too.
Yeah, but Andy Dalton is a pocket
With
passer.
red leg hair.
But there's something missing in those legs.
So if you want to give your team a chance, you need someone that can get away from that rush and get outside the pocket. And Andy Dalton's not the quarterback that does that.
No, of course not.
He's not.
But the point
to
is
have that expectation for him.
But that's
to be
not the
scrambling
expectation of him. They're not giving him RPOs and like
I'm not-
designed runs and stuff like that.
I'm not saying that, but the Bears' offensive line collapses.
Yes.
And he's having to be mobile.
I understand.
Which, if that's the case, then put in the mobile quarterback.
They're
You're
not
relying
asking him to be
on
mobile. They're expecting him to like. They're
Dump pass,
expecting
dump
this to be. Yeah, they're expecting this to be like a Josh McDaniels style offense.
What I don't get is why.
It's a
speed. If you're just doing
I
dump
know,
passes.
but he does
You're not
because that's.
stretching but you're not stretching the field.
But that's the Josh McDaniels thing. Speed comes into play huge there. Because it's all crossing and drags and outs and like whatever. It's all those.
Yeah.
For me, you have to try to. I mean, especially a coach like Nagy, who he's on the hot seat.
Oh, he's,
Dude,
I wish he was on the hot seat, but I actually don't know if he is. Yeah,
But he
I
should
agree.
be.
I agree with you. He should be,
He
but I
should
agree
be.
with
Head
you.
coach
And
is a moron.
you would think
Pace
that
is
if
a moron. He's
you
not on the hot seat.
you should
His
want to
playoff
win.
appearances
You should try to win
It's
every
deceiving.
single game.
Exactly.
You should try to win every single game, and I feel like he's not trying
But
to win every
that's the
single.
difference between your organization and ours. We hide
I mean, don't
behind
bunch.
these-
It's not like the Bills have so long history of winning.
Right now, I'm saying the
I
Bills.
mean,
are
we
in a good
only
place
beat
right
certain
now.
teams 35-0.
But I'm
that's
just
fine,
saying,
man. It's
the
one
Bears
game.
hide behind.
We're 1-1.
8-8 records. Oh, we didn't have a losing season. Well, yeah, but you never winning season. Oh, we made the playoffs. No,
There is no way.
The Cardinals put us in the playoffs.
I don't
last
believe for 1 second that it has come out of his mouth we didn't have a losing record.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
That's exactly what I
Ted
just
Phil-
said.
the people who are responsible for keeping.
All
pace
right.
in
Who
the
gives a
Bears-
fuck?
Hour.
A lot
I
of
know.
people- a
Nobody
lot of
cares
people.
about the Bears. Nobody cares
A lot
about the
of people
Dolphins. A few people probably care about the Bills, and more people probably care about the Chiefs. But anyway, we're moving on. So, of those injuries, it's tough for backup quarterback. You're absolutely right. They have no rapport. Like, it's tough for the receiver, too, because their timing
Yeah, I mean,
of, like, their runs is against the arm that they're expecting to throw.
Yeah, but
now,
we
all
had-
of a
we had
sudden,
this-
Fields throws twice as hard as Andy Dalton, and they're, like, not expecting – they're probably turning around expecting to have 2 seconds to find the
we
ball,
had
and
this
they have a half a
discussion.
second.
We had discussion. These quarterbacks, you learn your receiver, and you can throw the ball to a spot, and your receiver is going to be there.
Mhm.
So you get a new quarterback in there, and you're like, shit. Where's this ball going to be now?
Yeah.
No, exactly. Well, and
I mean, like,
especially
I mean, seriously, I think it's going to be Tua and Waddle down the line. You're going to be Allen Robinson.
I've never
and
been more
Fields.
on board the Watson train than after yesterday's game.
We'll see. I mean,
Holy moly!
Tua, you're not even giving Tua a chance. I mean, you were a big Tua guy. But
I still,
Yeah. But my point is, it's Tua and Waddle. They're going to be linked up. For me, it's Allen and Diggs. For you, it's Tyreek Hill and Mahomes
I'd say
and
more
Fields,
Kelce.
Fields and Allen. But those quarterbacks down the
Kelsey's
line,
going to be 31 years old
those
here in a minute.
quarterbacks down the line are going to be, but they're going to be able to close their eyes and know where that receiver is. I mean, you just know those routes. That's
I was watching like a special on Joe Montana
This is
years
what we did.
ago.
He's a
And
great
they
Chiefs
literally-
quarterback too.
Yeah, that
That was
was
2 seasons.
a solid 12 months for you. But he said he used to blindfold himself, and when they were doing routes, because like they were so in tune that they were
That's what
so
I mean.
in tune
You
that
have-
he would
There's
know.
always
They
one.
said they used to literally like after practice they
Miyagi
would
that shit, bro.
blindfold and run routes.
And
There's
Jerry Rice
always,
helps a little
I
bit.
mean,
There's still
Yeah,
like the
that's
route
always
has
so
to be
stupid,
exact.
yeah.
Like
I mean, you see, like what happened last week with Mahomes and Tyreek. He said he just threw the ball in the air and knew Tyreek was going to get it. You have that feeling.
Yeah.
You have that one.
all
player on
right,
your
last
team.
question about these quarterbacks. Who's the biggest impact? What's the biggest deal here? So it's Tua for the Dolphins, Andy Dalton for the Bears, Tyrod Taylor for the Texans, Carson Wentz for the Colts, or Baker. No, the other two are fine.
Yeah, the other two.
Actually, Derek Carr could potentially
He's
miss.
gonna play.
He probably will play, but we'll throw him there too. those five.
I mean, if there is time missed, obviously it's Carr because
Not time missed.
playing.
Which
Mariota's
team
hurt.
is at the most disadvantage? Oh, you're right. Mariota's still hurt.
Mariota's
So you're saying they'd be the biggest
Nathan
disadvantage?
Peterman time.
Who's your second one, just in case? Because Derek Carr is a little bit of a stretch. He's gonna play.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play. What would
Tua, Dalton, Taylor, or Wentz? Who's the Colts backup?
I want to.
Oh, that's
Jacob
Eason. Yeah, everyone's fucking school.
Yeah. I mean,
That was
because he's got a friggin'
That was
You're
great.
welcome,
Very
audience.
vivid.
That was
Very
great.
vivid.
I'm gonna because Aaron's choking on the dick over here. Tyrod Taylor.
I was
Texans.
going to say.
That's
Yeah,
Texans.
because obviously they're not
Davis
playing
Mills.
Deshaun.
Yeah.
I mean,
Terrible.
Tyrod Taylor played good.
They're not going to put Deshaun Watson.
No.
If Deshaun Watson was going to play, he would have played more.
If they even make him active, I think the NFL will jump in and put him on commissioner's exempt.
Tyrod Taylor,
For what?
as surprising as
He's a serious battle. Think about Adrian Peterson, who got put on the exemption list for like legally hitting his own kid with a
It's not
switch.
legal.
It is legal.
You can hit your kid with a switch.
Yes,
I mean, I threw my switch at my child.
Oh.
that is 100%
What's
legal.
your excuse?
That doesn't make any sense. If you don't think I caught a switch, no. I know.
I mean,
My mother used to carry a belt around in her purse with her.
for
Out,
me,
flash it like it was a
Mine
gun, and I was like,
mine
"Oh, all right,
mine
all right,
I
I'm sorry."
don't want trouble here, man.
My mom grabbed that ear and twisted it.
I mean,
Got that
for me, I'm gonna go the other
Mm.
way. I mean, I'm not gonna
I got
say
this one from my aunt.
I'm not gonna say who's gonna hurt the most. I think who's gonna help the most. I think Dalton's done and Fields comes
We
in.
just got off.
Jeez,
No,
kiddo.
No,
I
but
feel like you're gaslighting
I think
me
it's
here.
Tua.
They don't wanna hear this.
I think it's Tua. And the-
Jacoby Brissett is a good bat. He's a starter in the league.
I like Jacoby Brissett. I genuinely do. And it didn't click until I saw how out of sync they were when he came in.
He's been second.
They have been
string.
practicing with a lefty for
Right.
fucking
So, yeah.
a year and a half. And Jalen Waddle hasn't caught past fucking 30. They were like really out of sync after Tua left. And I honestly think like he's a perfectly capable quarterback. So I don't think there's this huge like
Listen, they'll be fine.
disparity between.
Yeah,
They're going to be perfectly fine.
I understand, but the entire playbook is built for lefties. Is my point. All the routes they run are for lefties. All the way they roll out, all the protection
Madden
slides,
play
all the
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Madden
fine
play.
in Madden. That's fine in
Madden.
Madden. But if you have spent every practice for the last 12 months practicing like your protection
I mean,
sliding to the left, your routes running to
you're
the
in the
left, or whatever,
NFL.
your just timing's gonna be off a little bit.
You're in the NFL. You're going to adapt and you're going to.
You're
You
telling me
have
if
to.
you're
You
back,
have to.
of course you have
It
to.
doesn't mean you'll do it.
Of course you
You're
have
gonna
to. But I think the Bears, like they're probably upgrading.
Yeah.
I think the Texans are like fucked either way.
Yeah,
like,
severely downgraded somehow.
they are severely
Kind of a bad
downgraded.
situation
Yeah.
anyways.
yeah. The Carson Wentz thing, like
We were.
this was
expecting it.
inevitable. Yeah, this was inevitable.
I mean, we didn't even expect it to start the season.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was a fucking
Yeah.
This is not.
I mean, I really think if Justin Fields gets a chance, he's going to keep the job.
So I was
God,
listening
If
to
he can
the.
practice with the number ones this week, if Nagy isn't Nagy this week,
Well,
it's like let's.
Of course he's gonna practice with
third
the
string
ones.
quarterback start. I mean,
Yeah,
he's-
of course he's gonna.
I mean,
start.
Dude, all I know is
I keep
I
seeing
wish-
I keep
I
seeing the
wish-
stat. I keep seeing the stat of Allen Robinson, who
Oh my
was
God.
always one of the-
all the routes under
This-
10
but,
yards.
no, but I'm just saying,
blah, blah.
but it's true.
he's
He's-
trying to.
he's-
He's
he's always
I'm
been-
not reading it.
No, but he's. I loved it.
Reading
I
into
wanted the
it.
Bills to go after Allen Robinson when he was leaving the Jaguars. Like he was one of the best deep ball catchers
He is.
in the NFL,
He still is.
but he doesn't get a deep ball ever.
Because who's gonna throw it to him?
That's why my point is,
All right,
if
let's
Justin
go.
Fields comes in, you
Can
have.
we get the my whole thing is?
Aaron,
That's
all
my
right.
whole thing. I mean, I'm just,
That was it. That was our only news. Our only news was the
best deep
fact
ball
that
catcher, Stephon Diggs.
The fucking
Yeah.
Bears at this point for this shit.
I'll tell you, I'm doing shot of the week this week, and unlike that piece that almost fucking killed us,
We got some limoncello up in here.
Well, you're a piece of shit, though.
I made
No, I
Jello
forgot.
shots.
These are good, by the way.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. They're
They're
good.
really good. They're really
Got my
fucking
wife so
good.
drunk at the game that
We
she
did-
had
we
to
lost-
leave the stadium for 2 hours.
So
Get
your
two
wife cost me $300.
No.
Yes.
Don't you blame
I'm gonna
your
tell a
wife
story.
being reckless on my
No.
wife.
So Maxine has to leave because she's falling asleep in the stands.
No, they fell asleep.
Fell asleep in the stands.
If I was at that game, I know.
So
No.
they went-
This is before the game.
we're standing up.
Kickoff hadn't even happened. Darius Rucker is out there singing. She's just passed
we're
out.
sitting there like singing the national anthem. I look down. and there's Maxine. Yeah.
Sleeping in the plastic / concrete chairs you have to sit in.
Basically,
So,
yes.
Why is this liberal sitting down?
Listen, and my wife, so they leave to go get some ice cream and food and everything else. My wife decides to use the bathroom. She has my wallet. She has my wallet on the toilet.
This is my wife's fault.
Right? Because she wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for your trunk.
Of course she would.
Why do you give your wife?
Keep all the money.
This is
all your fault.
You have to adopt the Leah system.
Yeah.
She gives Aaron $1.50 extra for whatever he has to purchase. If it's a $7 item, she's like, here's $8.50.
This is not
Just
true,
to
but I'm
cover
gonna
any
do it.
sort of and that's it. So if she was going out there to buy herself a foot long to freeze and do whatever Bills fans do with, then she should have gotten exactly $9.27.
You should try the trend and maybe you win by 35 points.
All right.
So
now, fuck yourself.
the,
That's
my
your
turn.
fault, dude.
No,
That's
let's-
your fault.
put the
That's-
ball back to the
that's your
toilet.
fault.
Lee forgets it.
Wallet
And
on
this
a
is
goddamn
my
toilet.
wife's.
Customers lost my wallet. Like, are you? Oh my God, yes, I am. Here's your wallet. There was $330 in there in
I'll
cash.
tell you, there was no cash.
There was $30 left.
What a piece of shit.
And the girl goes, the girl at the counter goes, you must be so happy you got it back. And she's like, well, they took $300 and left 30. They're like, we saw the family that brought it back. They looked so sweet. And she's like, yeah, I bet they were.
Oh,
It's because they were happy.
They were $100 richer.
Because they just paid their freaking tickets for the game. Like, of course.
Does anyone agree with him that this was my wife's
No,
fault?
this is all Anthony's fault.
Okay. All right.
You gotta learn how to train your wife, though.
Here's my shot of the week. My shot of the week is to the lack of camaraderie, friendship at this fucking table. Vin,
Mustachio.
Mustache Vin is not going to tolerate this anymore. Okay, we
Listen,
are all.
You can't call yourself Mustache Vin for only having a date. Mustache Vin is like a monkey.
Yeah,
man. That's
you're not-
Mustache Vin.
If you keep it, you can be mustache.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah. You're not gonna be live up to the bet, Vin. That
Mustache Vin says, Colby, you're the worst of all of us.
Yeah.
Just a huge piece of shit.
You first off, you were lacing into him last week. Then you side texted me in the Madden chat telling me to incite things, and I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not creating.
he was so nice to me when the
He's
Chiefs,
the
when the
quiet
Chiefs
one.
beat the Bills. He was like, oh, you know what? You
I like
gotta-
it.
Hey,
you guys
might
made
end
the-
up
he was
playing.
so nice to me. So when you say this, I don't know.
And did you appreciate that?
Absolutely not.
So yeah, sack of shit. So this all starts with fucking yesterday. I'm obviously beyond frustrated. I'm watching the Dolphins get shut out. We go to this game. I drive this scumbag and his wife 3 hours across the state.
2.5.
trying to figure out what my
Relax.
factor into this.
Well, just because you're always an asshole to people when their teams aren't doing
I
it.
love
That's
it,
true.
Colby.
That's right. That was always it.
It's, yeah.
We are all passionate men about our football.
Mhm.
And the next day, totally fair game. You want to rip on somebody for their team being a bag of shit, rip on somebody for
in the
piece.
moment.
In the moment.
Hey, I didn't say nothing about it.
In the moment. You're I don't know if you did because I like
When you
wouldn't
side texted me,
I like wouldn't like even look at the
I'm
group
like, don't
message.
post it.
No,
I saw you
actually-
guys in the Madden thing. I was just like
Actually,
fuck my
no.
phone, fuck everybody.
If anything, I was
And I'm giggling, and he's looking at me like, you piece of
Probably.
shit. 'Cause I know what they're saying.
So Anthony, it's 35-0. right?
There was only 28,
And I like
there was only
take
28
him
nothing at the time.
and his lovely fucking wife. Yeah, right. I had to take him and his lovely wife to this game, and I'm sitting there obviously frustrated. And he's like pushing me, like,
Like the guy was touching me.
I was
being touched.
just
I was,
being a
I was
huge asshole.
dancing.
And his
Oh, not
and
by-
his
I did-
wife
I did.
is
Not
sitting
by-
there, just camera on me, waiting for me to erupt, which I'm obviously not going to.
I was
Yeah.
dancing. I was
So I'm
dancing
just
to troll songs.
So I'm literally just sitting there like this, like, all right, what the fuck am I
I'm
supposed to
eating
do?
a shit
It's,
sandwich.
it's
It don't
35
taste
nothing.
good. It don't taste
Sweating
good at
my
all.
fucking dick off in the rain somehow. Just fucking whatever. This guy's like grinding his fucking dick in my face. That was the only silver lining to the whole thing. You know? And all I'm saying is we need to respect a 12-hour fucking buffer.
He had a
Bernie's
fan actually take up for him and try to fight me when
It
we
did.
were leaving the
Because
fucking.
he was being such a scumbag that some random Dolphins fan started being like, "Yo, leave him alone, man! Like, fucking, how about you like give it a fucking rest? We get it. You guys
You
won."
get your damn hands off her.
Basically. And this was
You know what
pre-mustache.
the funny
I had a
part
full
is?
beard.
You know what the funny part is? I was like, fuck you. If I want to fuck with one of my best friends, I fucking can. He goes, he's your friend? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, it's okay then. Okay then.
All right, we're
Because
taking
before
these
that,
shots.
before that, he was like, I fight you.
Because you know who the real
you know what
winner
Vinny
is?
said? You know what that, he goes, if he swung at you, I would have let him punch you once, and then I would have jumped in.
What?
He
What?
said-
Just
How
so you
the-
know,
oh, yeah.
just so you know where we stand.
Oh, yeah. I was like,
After that,
I absolutely would have let that guy hit you, and then I would have gotten involved.
All right, that's enough.
So we start walking away, and Maxine's trying to stop me because this guy's like trying to fight. I was like, no, fuck him. I was like, no, fuck him. He's gonna be a dick. Let him get his ass
Like,
whooped.
hey, his wife's bringing his wallet to the bathroom.
Yeah. All right.
I'd have whooped his ass
Because
anyway.
the real friendship. Okay.
Anger Island and the Bourbon friendship.
Let's fucking let's just.
We won.
They do. Do they play this now?
Play it here.
No.
So the shots we've done in the past here: Fireball, spicy pickle,
Green.
grain,
Goldschlager.
Goldschlager,
warm bourbon
cream.
Oh,
Yeah, bourbon cream.
Oh, that banana stuff. I'm sorry, that banana stuff was way worse than the grain.
No,
All this-
we were sipping.
We were sipping on that one.
That stuff was
Yeah.
fucking awful.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
hopefully I can encourage you guys to turn a corner with
Well,
how
next week's
delicious
my
these
week.
were.
That's good. No,
All
that's
I know
really
is I
good.
got to come up with something worse.
I'm
than
gonna
green.
make a video.
Do you know what I think is
because
funny
these
about
are fucking good.
You know what
These
I
are
think
like the
is
best
funny
shots I've
about-
had.
After taking them,
You're a piece.
Taste the alcohol.
dude, that's
Yeah.
My eyes don't hurt.
you got your upcomings.
I literally, I took that shot and then I almost finished my whole drink and I couldn't taste anything.
Yo, your shot.
You have your
Yeah.
shot. I mean, it was like it ruined anything. Like,
Because
The next day,
touches
I told
I
Vinny,
couldn't be happier.
the
to hear
next
this.
the next day my throat hurt so bad because it was literally
that wasn't from the 4 grain.
That's from your gonorrhea.
Listen,
There were some other factors involved on that.
whatever, but it still hurt.
All right.
So my whole point is
My whole thing is-
Drink.
whatever.
Can
No, it's
We'll
crown.
do
Yeah.
side
The
by
real
side.
one's better than the
It's crown peach and iced tea, and they make it pre-canned, but they use sweet tea, and it's
not good.
disgusting.
It's not
It's like diabetes in a can.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So we make it with unsweetened black tea normally,
Yeah, fresh brewed.
but my wife is allergic to caffeine, so she's never been able to have it before. And you had a couple months ago sent like a screenshot of some Jello shot with
Yeah.
crown peach, and I was inspired. So I was like, I'm gonna turn this shot our normal drink into a Jell-O shot. So I fresh brewed decaf black tea and chilled it, and then used the Crown Peach, and then instead of water, I used peach nectar.
Mhm.
And that was the thing. And I wasn't sure if that was going to make it too sweet. That's why I was like,
No,
that's
it
why I
was
didn't make
perfect.
the video the first time, because
Right.
I didn't know if I had to cut that part out. But yeah, super fucking good. I mean, Crown Peach is like 70 proof. So, but each one is almost a shot of 70 proof. So it's like, yeah, they add up. So the girls had a dozen
You should've just
each.
made them a
Yeah. And your wife handled it like a champ, which is funny because a couple weeks ago at your wife's birthday,
It
when they
sounds
were
like
both
she handled
drunk,
like a
throwing
championship.
up.
it was like
Obviously,
the reverse.
Well, it can't be the reverse. I mean, Maxine still threw up and was ruined the next day.
It was an extreme version of it. But yeah. All right.
The moral story is these two cannot drink together.
Yeah. You know what? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. All right.
But you know what we haven't talked about? And it gets me a little frustrated. Every week we have to like cry about our teams losing it, and Colby's sitting here like,
That's true. We have not talked about the Ravens.
I mean,
I'm gonna
Talk away.
I mean,
Hey,
the Chiefs
Lamar,
finally
you wanna
lost
go
the
for it?
game.
You want to go for it, Lamar?
That was a sick
The
move. I
Chiefs
like that.
Yeah,
in
but-
September. They were what? What was he?
He's
Like?
11-0.
Dude, I want to talk about how
He was
Lamar
11-0
Jackson-
in
Yeah.
September.
Patrick
Patrick Mahomes.
He's 11-0, 35 touchdowns, no receptions.
That's
Lamar
crazy.
So he
Jackson
has
had
38
more like
touchdowns and
Pat
one
Mahomes.
interception.
Pat
now.
Mahomes.
And he
Yeah.
finally has a loss in September, and they literally had to like give up their firstborn to beat the Chiefs in this game. Like,
They sold their soul to win that.
yeah,
And they
I mean,
acted like they won the Super Bowl after, which is.
This is like when the Raiders beat
I
you
mean,
last year.
I mean, wouldn't you? I mean,
The thing
seriously,
is,
I mean,
outside of the
when you
Buccaneers,
take-
like the Chiefs are the team to beat in the AFC, and if you beat them, you're gonna be fucking stoned.
Why'd you
They're
say
good
outside of the Bucks?
because
they
the
look
Chiefs
good in
are-
the NFC.
Yeah, the Bucks are
They're
the
not.
Bucks on the
NFC.
NFC, Chiefs on the AFC.
I do not agree with that at all.
No, I'm saying like if you beat the Bucks because of the Super Bowl champs from last
Right.
year, you're gonna
I
be
know.
like, oh man.
It was weird that you started with AFC. That's what I
But
was
we
bringing
were
up.
doing that after they won the Super Bowl. We beat the Bucks last year.
I'm not
It's like-
disagreeing with that part. I'm disagreeing with those are the two teams to beat in the NFL right now.
Well, those are the teams. They're not the two teams. They're the teams
I
that
think-
you're gonna.
I
That
think
teams
the
are gonna gun
Rams are-
for. When you beat
Yeah.
them, you're gonna celebrate.
The
like you
AFC has probably two elite teams and then a handful of very good teams. The Bills and the Chiefs are both elite. Everybody else is just good or very good or
The Bills
shitty.
aren't-
Did he
the
Venmo
Bills
you
aren't-
to say that?
But the
or
Bills
What?
aren't even
Did he
playing good.
Venmo you to say that?
No, I mean,
I say the Chiefs are playing either. Like the
Yeah.
week one, they
Bills
got
are playing.
they could
good
very well
teams
be
don't
0-2
always
right now.
start great; they end great.
Good teams find a way to win. That's it.
The
I mean,
NFC
did
is a
you
completely
watch-
different story.
Did
The
you watch
NFC,
the Bucks game? It was 28-25. Like,
All I know
in,
is
like the end of the
Gronk's
game.
talking like
There were
Gronk
two
from
pick
way
sixes.
back in the
There were
day
two
back.
pick sixes in like the last 5 minutes of the game.
Oh, that's how they got to like.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Tom Brady in a second. Actually, crazy shit out here too, but.
Fucking 9 touchdowns.
I forgot what the exact number was, but he's like a
HGH.
dozen or 14 touchdowns away from throwing more touchdowns in his 40s than he did in his 30s.
Dude, this
Isn't
is like,
that
this is like
fucking
the best
crazy?
he's ever started off.
But
in his
look
But
career.
isn't that fucking wild?
No, but it's not because
And no one's
look at the
questioning
talent around
It
him.
doesn't matter. That's still an absurd
Yeah, it is.
stat.
But you have-
In his 30s, he won
you
3
have- he
Super
He does
Bowls.
have the best supporting cast.
Look at the cat. I mean, he has Godwin, Mike Evans, Gronk. I mean, he has.
This
Yeah,
is a
Gronk is looking fine.
They say he was looking kind of back to form this year.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
the
my
best.
God.
This is the best offense that he's had. That Tom Brady's had around him
In his
career. That
life.
includes
100%.
2007 when
He
they were.
only had Randy Moss.
He had Randy
they had
Moss,
Brady
and that was
Moss,
it.
Walker, they still had a good.
Yeah,
Steve
Wes Walker.
Moss.
Fine,
come
he
on.
had 2 wide receivers.
Yeah. But
That was
That's
pre-tight
more than-
ends.
That's more than most teams have.
Yeah,
on their
but-
team, though.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Says the spoiled brat of fucking
I mean,
skill players.
I mean, if he has the cast that he has now, he has more championships.
I mean, Antonio Brown's your
Of
number
course.
3 receiver.
Yeah.
He's the number
That's-
one.
that's-
Happy
Yeah,
about
when
that.
Antonio Brown's your
Dude, the
number
point
3,
is-
it's like, holy shit.
I'm
He's spoiled.
not saying this isn't the best he's ever done. He shouldn't
But,
be
no,
playing
Tom
well.
Brady's
I'm
putting up
saying-
fucking lines still.
99.99% of NFL players have retired years ago, and he's playing so fucking well.
Yeah.
There are only a couple
but-
of quarterbacks that have ever even like had a winning record in their 4
There's
and he's thrown more
but
records
listen, this
than
guy,
being the best quarterback, than the best
The game's
quarterback of the
changed,
year.
but this
obviously,
guy
you
knows
take
what he's
that
doing.
credit
It's just
yourself.
this guy knows
crazy.
what he's doing. He's freaking
He played in
doing.
his 30s for 10 years.
he's
He's only
doing-
played in his 40s for
This guy is
4.
doing
How old is he? 44?
workouts.
Yeah, just
This
hit
guy is doing
45.
How long
workouts.
is he? How long do you think he's playing?
He's got a few more.
I
Now he said
at-
50.
At this rate,
But I mean,
how long?
but
is
listen,
he
They said
playing?
this is the best his mechanics have ever
This
been.
guy
course
is
he-
doing
I mean, holy
workouts.
shit.
Look
I
what he's
think
doing.
He just has free reign to do what he wants. Like this is literally like
It's his
he's
team,
had
yeah.
he's had him and like
He's
Josh
the,
McDaniels
he's the coach,
kind of-
the GM,
Oh, yeah,
and
he's the-
now it's like
But he's
this is
absorbed
this is
everything
Peyton
from Belichick
Manning.
and McDaniels, and he is just
This
implementing
is
it.
But look what
literally
he's
Peyton
doing.
Manning on the Broncos. It's
He's-
like
He's
this is
saying,
your
"Fuck
offense.
Byron
your
Butch,
plays,
I'm
call
calling
this,
the
call
plays."
that. So it's
But look what he
literally
does. His workouts in the off season, teenagers don't do because they'll die doing those workouts. Like he literally
well,
does.
teenagers just lazy pieces of shit.
But I'm just saying, like he's
I don't know.
doing.
They eat Tide Pods, man.
He's doing workouts that people don't normally do.
I mean, I would.
He stays in shape.
I've
20. I mean, he's
his
always.
dessert is a tomato.
That's what I'm saying.
I like
he
it.
You
doesn't.
can't eat tomatoes.
That's his that's his like cheat day. His cheat day food is a fucking
I
tomato.
mean, look what happened to him at the parade.
Last night I had 3 separate Chinese food meals for dinner.
I mean, look.
and I'm on a diet.
I'm
Drink
envious.
Yeah.
Bud
I
Light
mean,
and he
I
was
love
Yeah.
some Chinese food.
His parade. He has 2 beers.
No,
He's doing
he
the-
was
Yeah,
slamming
tequila.
tequila.
He
Come
doesn't-
on.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Effervescence.
Yeah,
I know what
avocado,
that's like.
avocado martinis.
Whatever. And
Come
he always
on.
throws the Super
All right.
Trophy into the freaking
Listen,
because he doesn't
ocean.
give a fuck.
We got
He did-
17 minutes left, and I want to cover 2 more things.
All right, go.
First is how our picks are going. Some of us have gone up, some of us have gone down. Let's talk through it. Aaron, week 1,
Yeah.
you went
Yes.
just straight up win-loss.
Yeah. I don't do the spread. I'm not good at that.
Don't do spread either. Just go straight
I
up.
go win loss.
You guys are both backwards on this. If you're only going to do one thing, just spread, because that's the only thing that
I
actually
can't take
matters.
you
Just
seriously
do the
with that
straight up.
caterpillar on
I don't care. Anyway,
Do straight up.
you went
should.
9.
You should.
You went 9 for 16.
Okay.
and 7 for 16 against the spread. This week, you are 9 for 15 so far. So you can be 10 and 15 if the Packers win. I mean, 10 of 15, 10 and
Which
5
they should.
if they win.
Mhm.
So you will have gotten better.
Yeah.
You against the spread, you got a little worse. You're 5 of 15 right now. So you lost a bunch of money.
I don't do the spread.
That's
I don't
okay.
spread my cheeks.
You should. You should. And I was actually going to pose that what we should do next year, maybe, when we have a little bit under our wings here, is we'll start off with like a fake $1,000 and we'll actually see who can end up with more at the end of the year. So you can just bet the games. Yeah, we can do it literally. That's fine. We'll do it with literally Monopoly. But but it has to be against the spread if we're gonna do it.
I'll get some Monopoly money.
I got Monopoly.
You know, funny money. I'll win it.
Yeah, all
Funny
right.
money.
Anthony, week 1, win-loss record 7 of 16. It was the worst of the week. You are also 9 this week. Could be 10 if the Packers win. So big improvement. I like it.
'Cause he
Against
copied
the
my
spread?
picks this week.
Against the spread, you were 5 wins week 1, and you're already at 7 week 2. So nice step up. Nice step up. No, he flipped you on the spread. He was the
I'll
other,
flip you
the
on
exact
the
opposite.
Ooh.
Heyo.
I'll
Spread you.
bro.
Colby.
I'll spread you and flip you.
Colby, our best win-loss record this week, is already 10 of 15. Can be 11 of 16.
Colby knock your front teeth out.
His against the spread, you took a little bit of a beating. You
Man,
are
that sounded dirty.
6 of 15.
Better than these fucking jokes.
No,
Hey,
worse
oh,
than
seven.
him.
I don't
You're in the
play
middle.
the
You're in
spread.
between him.
I
You're in
don't play-
between him.
Ooh.
I
You're in the
am.
middle of the spread, my friend.
Ooh.
I am
like
also
this.
9 of 15 right now, win-loss, and I'm winning the spread 8 of 15. What's impressive about this is for the year, Aaron, Colby, and I are 100% tied. Even though we've had completely different picks. The 3 of us have probably had the most differences in our picks, but we are all 18
I
of
feel like me and
31,
Aaron
and
are
you're
both-
16 of
Dude,
31, so you're right
dude,
behind
We got
us.
this, bro. We got this.
I feel like-
we got this.
What?
Well, when you the same, we seem to get a lot of the same.
Yeah,
You guys do. You guys
We do.
do.
because we know what's what.
Do you? Because I have the same record
I don't have a
against
mustache
win-loss
right now.
and way better against the
I
spread.
don't have a mustache right now.
Listen, when you shaved your face, you looked worse than I do right now.
That's
with
not true. I'm a
mustache.
handsome man, and I've been told
Shave
so.
your face in so we can come on the show.
I'm not going to do that. I won't keep the fat 12.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do
All
that.
right. So we have we're doing all right. Big improvement. Week 1's the hardest fucking week
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. I mean,
I
feel
you
like
know,
about
but-
the spread
but
tonight.
after
realistically,
week-
like,
after
What
realistically-
about the spread tonight? Who's got the spread tonight? We covered. Everyone's got the Packers, obviously.
Everyone's
We all
got
picked the Packers.
Everyone's got the Packers and the Packers to cover.
I'm
Packers
pretty
have to win.
positive I had the Lions to cover.
I'll check it
Just
because
put
you
the
said that
Lions.
last
Just
time.
change-
I
change
do-
the
you
Lions.
want the
Just
Lions?
change the Lions.
What's
I
the
think
spread?
I'm with Colby on that too.
What's the
I think
spread?
the Packers only
What's
win
the
by
spread?
3.
Aaron
What's
Rodgers only has 2 kneecaps.
What's
This is
the
the
spread?
importance of the fucking spread, gentlemen. The spread is 11 points.
That ain't gonna happen. So we listen.
So you both want the Lions.
I want the Lions. I
Okay.
correctly
Packers
predicted
win
the Texans to
by a lesser
cover on
spread.
the Browns.
But
and
you-
the
but you
Texans
incorrectly-
probably would have.
But you incorrectly predicted the Falcons to cover
And
the
then I
spread.
correctly
Listen, Mario,
no,
don't
and then I
talk down to
correctly
me.
predicted the Panthers to cover on the Saints.
I think we both did that.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure everyone belittled me for fucking thinking Sam Darnold's going to cover against Jameis Winston.
You might be right.
I mean, how do you go?
It could be correct.
I don't get it.
I'm
like,
pretty positive I was belittled.
Even-
for
even
thinking
after
Sam
week-
Darnold
even
would
after
cover.
week
and
two,
then Sam
there's-
Darnold went in and beat that ass.
there's so many teams right now that are 1-1. Like, how do you like? I haven't seen that in a long time. I mean,
You're right. You are the only person that took the
That's
Panthers,
exactly.
so
I
right.
specifically remember going home and
Yeah.
crying for a couple hours.
I was the only person that took the Raiders on the spread. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was good.
Raiders look good. Broncos.
Raiders look really good,
Broncos.
but they've always had
Well,
they've
they're-
always had an
they're-
outstanding
they play-
defense.
Yeah, but
they're
they're
Fangio
playing-
has not won a game in September until this year.
But they
they're
still
playing
that's not.
shit teams.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they.
Jacksonville.
We got 12 minutes
Why are you
left.
looking at me like that, dude? You don't want to fuck me or fight me. What are you giving me that look for?
Maybe a little bit of
It's
both.
a fuck. It's a
Maybe a little bit of both.
So I took him out back and
I
I tore his ass apart. Wait, when you say
Dude, that's so
tore his ass
badass.
apart,
That's so badass. Holy
it's
shit.
an always sunny clip. Hanging from the
Episode two,
rafters.
episode two.
Hanging from the rafters. I just said hanging from the rafters.
Christ. Anyone that's gonna Google that.
Anyone who knows the show knows that was
All right,
inappropriate.
what's the next one you're talking about?
Last thing we're going to cover here. 12 minutes left in the show. We got 3 minutes each. I want to know your key storyline for the night. Anthony, let's start with you.
For tonight,
Lions at Packers.
gotta be-
Packers are giving up 11.
it's got to be. Does Aaron Rodgers come back and
Does he?
is he MVP Aaron Rodgers or is he the shit show that was
Stop
last week?
looking like
Answer your
William
own
H.
question.
Macy.
What's your prediction?
I mean, you're going against a defense that's not very good. I think he proves a point. I mean, do you remember the RELAX, relax? Like, I think he's going to come back and
That was a different situation.
There's only 22 kneecaps on that.
You're so 2000 and late,
Claiming at
bro.
least
Listen.
60% of
You're
them.
so 2000 and late.
there's how long can you keep Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers down? Like I mean, eventually they're just going to say, "Let's just play football."
So your big thing is Aaron Rodgers going to shake off his summer vacation, and come back to form?
I think him and Devontae Adams both have a crazy night tonight.
Throw a score at me just for shits.
Let's hear it.
34-24.
So-
Not covering the spread.
So that doesn't cover the spread.
Doesn't
Do you
cover
want
the
me to
spread.
change it to the
Well, you
Lions?
agree with us then.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't do the spread,
You do
Obvious.
the spread.
but I think it's going to be 34-24.
Okay, well then I'm going to change you to say
Put
that.
them on the lines.
All right.
Way to ride
Colby?
Gotta ride the wind train, man.
Mine's the Jamal Williams homecoming game.
Oh, I didn't even think
I
about
like
that.
it. That was gonna be
Ah.
mine.
He
The
had a
Lions-
nice game.
He had a fucking really good week one.
Dude, all I know
The
is
Packers broke up with him, and he used that analogy.
and
Did
he's
you
being
see-
taken out.
And it
He's
was
being
hilarious.
fed. he's
I
being
loved
taken out
that.
of
I
town.
loved
see
that
how bad
interview
he
clip
was?
you sent over.
I think,
Dude, I saw that.
He's like, you guys are acting like I wanted to leave. I didn't want to leave. They broke up with me.
yeah, Jamal
It's like,
Williams.
but now
I
they're
think, is
taking
gonna
me out
have.
to eat. I'm being taken out.
Jamal Williams is going to have a big game tonight. I don't think the Lions win, but I think he's the reason why it's close. I think
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to be probably 31-24.
I was gonna start him over Mike Davis. I didn't. Kind of wish I did. I should have.
Aaron?
Same thing. Same.
Jamal?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I could see it being very close. And if the Packers didn't get stomped down by the Saints last week, I would 100% take the Lions for the spread.
You never
Yeah, I was right.
let me
Spread,
tell you
spread.
what.
For the spread.
There's a reason why I picked Packers to win. And I'm never going to say the Lions are going to win.
Well, fair. It's a fair bet.
podcast
You're going to win
Lions
more than
are
you're going to lose on that one.
Yeah.
But the Lions' two biggest strengths on offense are the Packers' two biggest weaknesses. Their run defense and trying to stop a tight end. So between Hawkinson and two decent running backs, a pretty good running game, yeah, I think they're going to make this game closer than it would have been. And I think if this wasn't a
So you're
huge
picking the Lions too on the
no,
spread?
I think if it wasn't a huge statement game for the Packers, then yes. No, I'm not.
He's picking the Lions.
I
but
literally
he's not.
started this
He's like,
by
wow.
saying
He's like,
He's
Lions
No,
37-34.
it's going to be a close game.
No.
It's going to be a close
No.
game.
I think it's going to be embarrassing. I think it's going to be like
Yeah, 'cause
You guys want some fresh salami? I'll
There's
cut it up in the
going
back.
to be kneecaps on the grass.
I think it's going to be 49-21. I think we see the most
49 to 21.
I think we see the most offensive points
And
in a
if you're
game.
wrong,
Dan
Then I'm wrong.
Campbell's not below a cheap shot to fucking break Aaron Rodgers' neck.
Nah.
It's
I'm not against that.
Collarbone. Re-injure
Yeah,
a collarbone.
Dude, not a neck, but absolutely two collarbones.
I do think that
I think the Packers put up over 40 points. My prediction
The
is
Lions
49-21.
put up 35.
Yeah,
the
right.
Lions did
It's
put up what they put up 38 points last week.
No, they didn't put up 38 points last
What
week.
they put up?
24.
I don't fucking
Look
know.
it
Not
up right now.
38.
How many points did they score last
It
week?
was like
35.
24 28. No, it wasn't that much because I think
Who did they
49
play?
They played the 49ers in week one.
49ers.
And they almost came back and beat the Niners. They just about came back. and beat the
Garbage time. 33.
33-41, yeah.
So they got
I mean,
41 points. This only actually makes me feel better. I didn't even look at this game when I said that. The fucking 49ers put up 41 points. You think it's outrageous that the Packers in a grudge match put up 49?
I don't.
I don't.
I just think that means the Lions are putting up 41.
I mean,
There's no-
I really
The Packers
think
have a defense. I guess so. The
think-
49ers.
I mean, everybody has a defense in the NFL.
I mean,
Oh, really? Tell that's the fucking Dolphins.
All right, correction. Everyone except the Dolphins have a defense.
31 defenses in the NFL.
No, I think that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are
You
going
know who wasn't second halftime coach this past week?
I was saying
Flores.
that I was
Broke
the
my
whole game.
Mine
I
too.
was
Broke
fucking
mine.
with him. The whole
Mine
game,
too.
I was like, just remember Flores is second. We were in the fourth quarter. I'm like,
Against you.
In the fourth
That's
quarter
That's
when
just
we're down
trademark,
35
Anthony. You
nothing.
can't use that joke against them. That's only my joke.
28-0 in the fourth quarter. I'm like, don't worry, Flores is the second half.
You see
coach.
what my shot of the week is? Do you understand now? And as he's taunting me like this, his wife's fucking full blown paparazzi, just waiting for me to break. I didn't break. I wouldn't give it to him.
As the
I didn't
vein-
tell him nothing.
As the
I
vein,
didn't tell him nothing.
as the vein is
His
popping
neck
out of his
vein is
neck.
gone.
Listen,
Worse
I'd
than
rather
my
have it.
forehead,
Yeah,
babe.
it's worse than your forehead. Man.
I
That's
wish it
fucking.
wasn't in my forehead.
That's fucking. As soon as you mention this thing, it comes out.
Hello.
It's like It's like Beetlejuice, but you only have to say it once.
Candy
I
man.
hate everybody here. Fuck you all.
I think, listen, in this show, we all need to know right now,
What?
is your wife going to get a mustache ride?
All right, you want to know?
Yes.
Sure, yes. That's the answer.